Andy Cohen is still in the news, and his lawyers are firing back and claiming that former Real Housewives of New York star Leah McSweeney's lawsuit against him is littered with false, offensive, and defamatory statements. So his lawyer sent a letter to her legal team demanding they retract the allegations relating to his alleged cocaine use and said it was categorically false. Now, in her suit, Leah alleged in part that Andy engaged in cocaine use with various members of the Real Housewives franchise and other Bravo stars. The attorney also addressed McSweeney's legal team head-on, saying she filed for maximum tabloid clickbait in value in hopes of weaponizing these false allegations as leverage to force an unjustified settlement. They added, "It will not. Instead, this conduct only subjects you and your client to independent and substantial legal exposure and pressure in an attempt to force a settlement." Well, their attorney fired back and said Mr. Cohen's attempt to discredit and intimidate Ms. McSweeney to deter her from engaging in legally protected activity in court is exactly the type of retaliation that this lawsuit was brought to address, and only is further evidence for Ms. McSweeney. So what do we make of all of this? Her lawyer also spoke out today and said that there will be more lawsuits coming forward, and that the women that have defended Andy are the ones that are still on Bravo right now.
Christina, a lot going on, and we've seen lawyers say all sorts of things and letters going back and forth. But Leah's lawyers are right in that whatever is in the lawsuit, it's protected, it's privileged. It can't be the basis of a defamation suit. But sometimes lawyers do things not for the courtroom, but for the court of public opinion. And that's what's happening here. Now, Andy's lawyers may have one good argument, though, and that's related to the cocaine use. For an allegation to be a part of a lawsuit, it has to be relevant to the case. And of course, Leah is alleging sexual harassment. It's really unclear what cocaine use has to do with that. So if a judge finds that it's not relevant, it's scandalous, it can be stricken from the complaint. But that doesn't mean the rest of the complaint won't go forward.
What do you make of all of these housewives coming forward, defending Andy? Is this obviously probably a bit beneficial for him, or does this not even play into any of this?
It's not really relevant. This isn't a case that's going to be decided based on Andy Cohen's character. It's really, did he sexually harass Leah? And, what happened, during that, phone call or FaceTime or whatever interaction was where he made the sexually inappropriate comments that he admitted to. And, we are seeing obviously people defend Andy, but we're also seeing a lot of lawsuits against Bravo. Now, they haven't necessarily been against Andy Cohen, but we're seeing a lot of litigation recently. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see others come forward as well.
Right. And she said that she was basically forced into drinking and things like that. So if more women come forward that are no longer on the show, is this really going to be kind of like a snowball effect, do you think, that we're going to see a lot more people come forward?
Potentially, yeah. So the sexual harassment is an incident that really just applies to Andy and Leah, and obviously any others that were present. But if you do see a pattern of practice of, NBC Universal and, Shed Media and any other production company that they're pushing talent to drink, so they become belligerent and there's drama on the show, that may potentially be a problem. And if they retaliate and terminate and kick them off the show, if they don't, well, that may be the basis of a lawsuit. So we'll see if other people support that allegation, because that's something that could be supported by other witnesses that do decide to come forward.
Right. What do you think of Andy's lawyer saying that she basically did this lawsuit for maximum clickbait, or maybe like the cocaine use made headlines for maximum clickbait? Do you think that was a strategy made by Leah's team?
It is. And litigation is about leverage, and sometimes bad publicity is leverage. Obviously, Andy Cohen wants to keep a squeaky clean image, even when he is talking to the different actors and actresses on these reality TV shows, he tries to rise above the fray, right? He's not the one who's actually involved. So now that he's being dirtied up a little bit by Leah, I think that's something that has to harm his reputation. So he's going on the offense, because sometimes that's the best defense.